the supplies you're going to need. First of all, you need a greeting card to work on. This is just a tiny one, or you can use an art journal if you're doing this as an art journaling spread. A piece of scrap paper to test your supplies on, some water, a fine line paintbrush like this one. This is a number 1, Stabilo Marks All pencil. So this is an aquarelle pencil. If you don't have one of these, you could try just a regular watercolor pencil crayon or a water-soluble graphite. An H pencil, something red. So in this case, I'm using a Staedtler Triplus fine liner, but you could also use red watercolor if you don't have a red marker or a red Sharpie. And a black fine liner. This is a Staedtler pigment liner, and it's a 0.5. And I also like to have a rag nearby to wipe up any spills. The inspiration for this card is a birch tree or a red alder tree in winter, but I'm just loosely basing my tree on that design. It's going to be abstract. We're going to start with the Stabilo pencil. So you can see I just dip it in the water first and tap off any extra water, and I'd like my tree to be just a little bit off center. So you'll notice it acts like a paintbrush, and I'm going to try to twirl the pencil as I go to create an irregular, more organic line. This time for the other edge of the tree, I'm going to start at the bottom. It'll dry out as you go along, but that's okay because we can go back in with a paintbrush to rework those areas. So I'm tracing along where the pencil went with the brush. Now the birch trees and alder trees here have beautiful markings across the edge that are horizontal. So I'm going to try out making sort of irregular marks by rolling my pencil. Like this. When it dries out, you can dip it in again. And you can come in with your dry pencil. This one's just an H pencil, and you can even add to those marks by working with the dry pencil into the wet areas. Adding some more details. And you can dip your dry pencil into water as well and let it be a bit of a paintbrush if you scrub back into those areas where the Stabilo pencil is. But I'm looking for a variation of marks just to add some interest. Next up, I'm going to add a heart, and you can add just one heart hanging in the tree, or you could add hearts to various branches. So I'm going to use my little fine liner pen here. And I'll come in with the black one next. And I can see where I chose to put the heart. It doesn't quite look like there's a branch there, so I'm going to come back in. You see it's missing a spot there, so I'm just going to come back in with a little pencil and add that detail in. Maybe a few more little twigs with the pencil. And then if you want, you could personalize this by adding some initials or words carved into the tree. I'll do one for my husband and I. So an N. You could try adding a date here, or somebody's name, or carve in the word love, whatever you like. If you want to add more details to the tree, you could go in with the pigment liner too and add a few dots. But I like to keep things fairly abstract and not get too wrapped up in all the perfect details. I like to put a date on it too. This one's going to be for Valentine's Day, so I do the date. I started doing it in this way where I stack the date, something I saw online. So 14/02, and now we're in 2019.